the today class I am going to explain you about the theory of machines. So in the previous class we have discussed how the theory of machines it will be classified. So in this video I am going to explain how the links it will be formed. So first we'll know what is a link, and later we'll understand what are the different types of links. Okay, then the links it will going to be a pair. Then we'll understand what are the different types of kinematic pairs, and later we'll understand what are the different types of different types of constrained motions. So to understand the theory of motion subject, so these things are very important in the fundamental wise to understand how the links we can define and their classification, and again the pairs, and again there will be classification, and to understand what are the different types of constrained motions. Okay, so now one by one we'll understand in this video. So first about the types of links. So as you know, the link it is used to connect the one element to the another element. Okay, so the links it may be element, it may be a element. Okay, so these elements are used to give the motion of the body. Suppose there is a one element, so this is a one link. There is a one shaft, right? So that is a one link. So one link is connected with another link. So that becomes, it forms a pair. While one link is formed or it is connected with another link, then it will be called as a pairs. So first let me explain you what is element. Okay, so this is element 1, element 2. Okay, so now the links it may be in the different forms. Okay, so that may be in the form of a metal, or sometimes it may be formed in the liquid, or sometimes it may be formed in the air. Okay, so the element can be any form. So first I want to tell you what are the types of links, how the links it will be classified. Okay, so first basically there will be a rigid link. Rigid. Okay, so it is rigid link. And second one, it will be flexible link. Right. Then third one, it will be fluid link. So mainly we will classify the links in three types. One is rigid. So rigid is nothing but there will be no deformation. So the deformation does not exist in the rigid link. So in practical, I strictly say there will be no rigid link. Okay, the rigid link does not exist in practical, because every element can have the deformation. If you take any element, there will be a small amount of deformation it occurs. If you take the IC engine parts where piston and connecting rod, so there will be small amount of deformation when you will go for the practical analysis. A small amount of deformation that can be exist. So in the rigid is nothing but there will be no deformation. Okay, so this type of in practical it does not exist, because if you take any element, okay, so that will give the deformation. So that is the rigid link. So when another case, that is the flexible link. So flexible link is nothing but there will be an existence of the deformation, a small deformation that will be existence in the flexible link. You can take any example where you can take the slider chain mechanism or IC engine parts where it will give the flexible deformation, or you can take the belt drives, power transmitted drives, any elements you can take where it is transmit the power from one place to another place. So if you take the belt, so there will be an deformation on, it is called as flexible. And third one, it is the fluid link. Okay, so we can say the fluid link. So in some cases where fluid it will acts as a one element, fluid acts as a one power, where it is used to transmit the power from one place to another place, or it acts like a connecting between the one element to another element. Suppose if you take hydraulic pressure, so there with the help of fluid it will give the pressure, okay, and the piston it will give the motion. Okay, through the fluid pressure the piston it will be reciprocate in the cylinder, right? So that is the example for a fluid link, where fluid acts as a element. So like that, the types of links it will be classified in a three ways. One is rigid link, so there will be no deformation exist, and second one is flexible, the deformation it will be exist, and third one it will be fluid links. So through fluid the power can be transmitted in the fluid link. Okay, you can take the example hydraulic press, screw jack, hydraulic any hydraulic cranes or anything you can take to define these terms. Okay, now coming to the kinematic pairs. So when two links are arranged or connected, when they are touching each other, then it forms a pairs. Okay, one link is contact with another link, then it forms a kinematic pairs, or you can say it is a combination of links. A combination of links we call as it is a one pair. Now when one and two links are joined with this help of these joints, then we can say it forms a pair. Now we can say this is a pair. Okay, what are the different types of pairs? That we need to understand now. Okay, so okay, anyhow one it is connected with the another, then it forms. So there may be different types of connection also. Okay, in that way how we can define and how we can classify the kinematic pairs, that is again important to understand here, right? So let us go through the different types of kinematic pairs. How the kinematic pairs it will be classified. Okay, so first the classification of the kinematic pairs. So basically the kinematic pairs are classified in three ways. First one, it is based on the type of contacts. Okay, so it is classified. Okay, as I said you, it will be in any form. The pairs, the links can be connected in any forms. So based on their classification, it will be divided. So first one, type of contact. How the links are been in contact with each other. So that is the first one. Second one, it will be based on the relative motion. The relative motion between the links. Second one, according to the relative motion between the links. Okay, and the third one, it will be classified based on the nature of contact. Okay, so like in a three way it will be classified. Okay, now first we will understand the type of contact. Suppose if you take the two elements, okay, so this is a one element and my hand is the another element. When one surface is in contact with another surface for continuously movement, okay, one surface is in contact with another surface. You can see in our machine element there are different types of elements, where the bed, you can see this is the bed of any machine. On that there will be V notch. It will be provided the V notch. On this V notch, any element it will be slides over the another element through a notch. Okay, means the two surfaces are continuously contact with each other. Okay, so when the surface are in contact with each other continuously, then that will be called as a lower pair. Okay, so it will be again the type of contacts. In that we'll have the one is lower pair. So for example, you can take when two surfaces are in continuously contact, then you can take the lower pair. For example, in nut and bolt. So nut and bolts, they both it will be in contact with each other, and two plates when they are surfacing touching each other for continuously, like lathe machine, the tool post on the lathe machine, that also you can take the example. So different example you can take to explain about the lower pair. Now second one, it will be higher pair. Okay, so in lower pair, both the surface are continuously contact each other. In case of higher pair, okay, some equipments or some elements, they will be in contact with each other at their point or at their line of the surface for some time. Such type of example we can take in the higher pair. Okay, so the motion of the two parts are in contact at a point or at a line for a time. For example, if you take the cam and follower, so this is an follower and this is an cam here. Okay, so this cam, it is a rotary element, where follower it is an reciprocating element. But when the cam it will make the rotation at 360-degree revolution, there will be only one time when the oval shape, this end profile, when it touches this profile, then only it will be in contact with this. After some time, there will be no contact between the cams and followers. These two are the elements where it will give the motion of the any object or follower, but it will be in touch, in point touch. They are both in the point touch for a time. So such type of example we can take in the higher pairs. There will be a point contact or the line contact, surface contact for time. Right? Then again we are going to study about the relative motion. So this is relative motion. According to the relative motion, how the kinetic pairs are classified. Okay, so let me explain you. Okay, so there will be first the sliding pair. According to the relative motion, one is sliding pair, and second, that again I will explain you later. First we'll understand what is sliding pair. Okay, so you can take again one example on the slider and crank chain mechanism. First I want to draw this one. Okay, so this is a slider crank chain mechanism. So using this diagram, I can explain more clearly about sliding pairs and different types of pairs. So here there are 4 links. So this is a link 1 where it will be rigid link. It is fixed. And let us say this is link 2, this is link 3, and these are connected here. And it is another piston here. So this is an cylinder, where cylinder it will be 4, the link 4. Piston it will slide, it will reciprocate within the cylinder. So there are 4 links, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now what is sliding pairs? When one surface is sliding over the another surface, that we call as sliding pairs. So now in this diagram, so either one should be fixed or sometimes both should be movable. Okay, one is sliding over the another, or both the elements are sliding each other, then that will be a sliding pair. Now in this diagram, where link 1 and link 4, So this link 4, it is sliding over the related to the link 1. So this piston, it is reciprocating. So reciprocate is nothing but it is sliding inside the cylinder. Okay, so 1 and 4 are related to the sliding pairs. Or another example I can take. So there is a square box, or you can take plate. There is a square plate. Again there is another square plate. So this square plate, okay, so this square plate is sliding. So this is one square plate, okay, through a hole. You can say this is a hole here actually. Okay, so now you can see clearly. Okay, so there is a plate, there is a one box, cube box. So in that the square plate, it can only slides. Okay, so it can slides. This plate can slides within this cube. Okay, or when the plate is fixed, when this plate is fixed, this cube can slide over this plate. Okay, so it will be in the vice versa case. So such type of example we can take in the sliding pairs. Only it will give the one definite direction. Okay, so one definite direction irrespective of the force, then we call as it is a type of sliding pair. So there will be only one direction which is sliding. Okay, then another one we can take. Second one, we can go for second one. That is turning pair. Second one, it will be a turning pair. So in case of turning, so again you come to here this diagram where the link 1 it is fixed and link 2 is connected through these fixed links. It means this link 2 it can make sliding, right? It can give some inclination here, theta is there. If this link is not fixed here, so that the link 2 can slide, it can make the turning to the link 1. So when the link 1 is fixed, this link 2 it can make turning at a different inclination. So that is the example for a turning where link 1 and 2 it forms the turning, and also link 2 and link 3, that is also again it is connected through a one pin. So these two they can also make the turning. Okay, so turning at 2 and 3, that is also form of a turning pairs. Again 3 and 4, when the 4 is fixed, this 3 it can make the turning pairs. Okay, where 1 4 that will give the sliding pair, it cannot give the a turning pairs. So like that this will be the example for a turning pairs. Okay, then again next one, it will be rolling pair. So rolling pair, so when any elements it can give the rolling over the flat surface. When this is the link. Okay, so this link, if it is making the rolling like this, okay, when the one it will be fixed and another element that should make the rolling. Okay, you can see this one in our socket and spigot where there will be joint, hose joint. So this link it is connected there, and that will give the 360 degree rotation. Or you can see in the tripod also nowadays. So there will be one jocket. So there will be one roller. So inside that can give the 360 degree rotation. You can see this type. Okay, so that is the example for a rolling pair. Okay, so one element it will fix, another it will give a rolling motion. Okay, and another it will be screw pair. third one, it will fourth one, it will be screw pair. So screw is nothing but, you can understand easily, where this is, suppose this is the bolt, and if you added the nut, okay, if you start rotating either the bolt or the nut, any one if you start rotating, so where it will give the turning pair, right? It will give the turning pair, and also it will give the sliding pair. So both the motion we can see in this screw pair. One it will be a turning pair, another it will be sorry. So such type of example we can take in the screw pair. Like you can take nut and bolt, okay, for the screw pair. Another there will be spherical pair, okay. So that are the again different types of kinematic pairs, okay. So hope it is clear to you. Now we will understand how the different types of constrained motions it will be classified. First we will understand what is a constrained motion, okay. So I will remove this one now. Okay, right. So constrained motion, types of constrained motion. So first, the constrained motions, it will be classified in three types. One, it will be completely constrained. What is that? Completely constrained motion. Hope you can see the letters. Completely constrained. Second one, incomplete constrained. And third one, it will be successfully constrained. Okay, so three types the constrained motion it will be defined. So now let us understand what is completely constrained motion. So completely constrained motion, it is nothing but any one direction when the element, if you take the again like slider pair, okay, so there is a cube, okay. So here if this plate okay, so where a rectangular plate is sliding in a cube, so that is the example for completely constrained motion. It means it will give the only a definite direction, okay. So there is only one direction, then we can take the example for completely constrained. Now again, suppose in the same case, if you have the hole instead of a plate, if you have a hole, now this shaft, a circular shaft, okay, so the circular shaft is making the motion in a circular hole. So this shaft, it can either make the rotation, okay, the shaft it can either make the rotation and also it can slides in the circle hole, right. So when two directions, a same operation, it will give in the two direction, so it will be the example for incomplete constraint. Means when having the two directions. Okay, so then it will be the example for incomplete constraint motion. Right? Again, successfully constrained motion. So you have to understand what is successfully constrained motion. So if you take the one shaft, so this shaft is giving the motion, either it can make the rotation and also it can give the up and down motion, the same shaft, right? So it can simultaneously, it can make the rotation and also it can give the linear motions. So it may be fixed in the let us say there is a cylinder. Okay, so this is the piston. So until when, if you stop applying the force on the element, okay, so this shaft, as I said, it can give the both the motion, as it can make the rotary motion and also translation motion. So when you apply some external force on it, if you apply some external force on it, then it stop making the up and down motion, right? It will stop and it will start only giving the rotary motion. So when any external agency or any external forces is applied on the element, then it becomes a completely constrained motion. Okay, so it will be completely constrained motion. So when, if you apply the some external forces, so such type of example we can take for a successfully constrained motion. Okay, so the hope that is clear to you. What is a constrained motion? Giving in a definite direction. Incomplete motion, incomplete constrained motion, that will give the motion in two ways, in a two direction or different direction. So successfully, when some external agency applied, so it stopped giving the motion in one, right? So that is the example for successfully constrained motion. So thank you for watching this video.